Florida, just participating, contributing to Tony Robbins' Life Mastery last night. So I want to just continue with that topic that we talked about in Life Mastery, which is inner peace. And so the title we have here is The Unshakable Core, Discovering Peace Amidst Life's Storms. And, you know, a lot of people, they're looking for many things in life, right? I have the opportunity to work with people who are having everyday challenges with their finances, all the way to a few billionaires. And just to clarify, billionaire with a B. And for some of you who take it lightly, like millionaires, billionaires, rich people, whatever, I remember Tony Robbins said that, between a millionaire and a billionaire, it's like a completely different universe. Look at it this way. A billion is it's 1,000 millions, okay? Now, interestingly enough, what I noticed is something like this. Whether a person is financially not doing so great to doing fantastic, there's something they cannot buy. Inner peace. And interestingly enough, you might think, well, if somebody has money, they can buy this, they can buy. Yes, anything that they buy, that they get to put into their system is temporary. Because inner peace is exactly that. It comes from inside, not outside coming in. So, to make it super, super simple, inner peace is the absence of inner noise. Let's do this again. Inner peace is the absence of inner noise. And if you've been with me for a while, the test we always use is very, very simple. If you turn everything off, no stimuli from the environment, no sounds, no music, nothing getting or distracting your attention from the outside, keep your eyes open and observe how long your mind and your emotions are quiet. Most people, you talk about 10, 15 seconds, they're doing this. Or they're going to pick up the phone, they're going to do something. So that is the presence of what you call inner noise. So you need something loud outside, right? A lot of people, they get home, they have to play the music, turn on the TV, make sure somebody's talking. When it's quiet, it just drives them crazy. You know why? Because they are trying to stop the inner noise by creating louder stimulus outside to overcome the inner chaos. So think about it. People like to say, I like to have inner peace. So inner peace means the issue is not outside, it's inside. Inner peace. So if you take something on the outside and dump it on the inside, it doesn't make sense. So inner peace is literally emptying things out. Let's do this again. To achieve inner peace is to get rid of what's inside. So what's left is nothing. While most people say, oh, I need to do this, I need to read this, I need to chant that. And in other words, they keep something, I need to put something to be quiet. They don't realize, no, you get rid of stuff. The question is, how do you get rid of stuff? There are many ways to do it. One of them, obviously, is meditation. Some people do some form of visualization. All those are great and wonderful, and they work. But you will notice most of them are temporary. The question is why? Because if you don't go to the root of the issue, what is inner noise to start out with? Everything else is just a temporary bandage job. So inner peace comes from, first and foremost, write this down, knowing who created the noise in the first place. I never thought of that. Exactly. You're trying to stop something. You want to get rid of something. That so-called something has to be generated somewhere, somehow, by someone. So you start there. Otherwise, you keep, okay, I'm flushing things out, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. But you never stop to think, what created it in the first place? It's just like the way my teacher explained it. You keep putting out fires, you never catch the arsonist. That make sense? So, it's very, very important to first understand what exactly is inner noise. So when I have you move your body, what are you doing? I'm moving my body. When I have you feel an emotion, any emotion you like, happiness, joy, anger, stress, exhilaration, what are you doing? I'm creating these feelings. I'm feeling these emotions. When I have you think of anything, a car, a house, a dog, what are you doing? I'm thinking of these thoughts. So that said, who moved the body? I did. Who felt the feelings? I did. Who thought of the car? I did. So in all three instances, there's this being, this entity, there's someone that moved the body, created feelings and thoughts. So the byproduct of the moving, the feeling, and the thinking are movements, thoughts, and feelings. So who did all of them? I did. Who's the I? The soul, the spiritual self. Right? So you are a spiritual being having an earthly experience, which consists of moving in the material world, the physical world, in the emotional world to connect people with feelings and with thoughts. You start there. So who am I? What am I? And eventually, where did I come from? So who am I? I'm the soul, the spiritual self. So the soul is called alma in Sanskrit is atma, Spanish is alma. In Chinese is linghun. In Italian, it's the most descriptive, anima, where the word animate comes from. So if you think about I'm animating the body, I'm animating a machine to create feelings, animating another machine to create thoughts. An example we always use is, if I'm a musician sitting on a piano, as I hit the keys, it could come out, well, if it's me, it would be noise because I have no clue what the heck I'm doing. But regardless, I'll produce something. A musician who's skilled will produce what? Music. The musician is not the piano. The musician is not the product of the machine, the piano. So therefore, I'm not the movements of my body. I'm not my feelings and thoughts. I created those. What is created by the body, the emotions, and thoughts sit inside our energy field. We're like in a cocoon of light, which is the aura, and also on the energy centers. That constitutes inner noise. Get that? That's inner noise. That's why if you've been thinking about something for a long time, yeah, I've been thinking about that new house, that new car. I've been thinking of this conflict I have with someone. When your mind is passive, you're not really thinking, I just want to chill and relax. I can't stop it. These thoughts keep popping in my head. You know why? Because they've always been there. See, most of the time we don't notice these things when we're busy. Because when you're busy, you're focusing, you're using your will to put your attention, your body, your emotions into a particular target. Whether it be a deadline, whether taking care of someone, or doing anything. So these thoughts that we created are just floating in the energy field like clouds. So when you finally say, finally I'm going to chill, that means you're not using your will. These things just come into your consciousness. Sounds familiar? So what do? Let's turn on the music, make it louder. Oh yeah, play with the music, watch some TV. So what are you doing? Same thing, you're focusing. To do what? So that you don't have to hear the inner noise. You shut those things down. I can't think. These things are all over. Exactly. So what do people do? They smoke, they shoot, they drink. Finally I have inner peace. How long does it last? Not so much. And it costs money. Guess what? Energy is free. Energy is free. So if you will guide you through this, and a lot of you have been with me for many, many years, it's always come back to the same lesson. Who am I? What am I? Where do I come from? Who am I? I'm the soul. What am I? Let me start with what I'm not. I'm not the movements of the body. I'm not the feelings I create. I'm not the thoughts I create. Those are not the I. So what's left is the I. Okay? Simple logic. To know who I am, I have to first realize what I'm not and who I'm not. Once I know that I'm not the body, the emotions and thoughts and all these sensations, what's left is, ta-da, me. So the next question is, what am I made of? Who am I? Oh, Nothing material, not plastic, metal, or wood. What am I? Energy? Yeah, but Einstein said energy is equal to mc squared. There's mass, but you cannot weigh the soul, the spirit yourself. So the only thing we can come up with that's closest is light. It radiates in every direction, but it cannot be weighed. There's no mass, and you can carry information. So I'm a being of light with intelligence and consciousness. That's the spiritual self. When you start there, you're able to isolate. This is a key point. Write this down. Isolating the I from the not I. So let's do a simple experiment. Okay? So, you ready? Now close your eyes. Observe your body. Observe any sensations as you're sitting down. Hopefully not laying down, you'll pass out. Okay, sitting down. Observe how you're sitting, how your back is, your shoulders, your arms, your legs, your feet, the position of your neck, your head. Just observe it. Is it comfortable? Is it not? Is it relaxed? Is it tense? Just observe it. So you should not be typing. Observe. Now observe any feelings that you have. You like this lecture, you don't like it, it's full of crap, it's good, whatever. Just observe it. Observe any feelings you have. Observe. Observe the thoughts that are popping in your head. Oh, I know a better technique. Or, yeah, this is nonsense. Or, this is great. Whatever. Observe those thoughts. Observe the position of the body. Observe any feelings that you have, or lack of it. Could be nothing. Observe any thoughts. What thoughts are popping up? What's going in and out? Now ask a simple question, but don't answer it. Who is observing all these phenomena? Who is just observing the body, the feelings and thoughts? Don't answer it. Just be still and wait for any answer to come through. Don't do anything. Just observe. Observe the body, observe any feelings and thoughts. And ask the question, who is observing all these sensations, all these phenomena? Be still. If any thoughts pop up, any feelings come up, ask the question immediately. Who's observing this? Be still. Who's observing the body again? The feelings and thoughts. Let's just watch it like watching clouds in the sky. The question you ask is, who's watching the sky? Be still. The answer is, I am. Now just be still. I am observing the body. Therefore, I'm not what I'm observing. So therefore, I'm not the body. I'm observing feelings, observing all these feelings and emotions, or there's lack of it. There's nothing there. Since I'm observing them, I could not be what's being observed. So therefore, I'm not any of these feelings. Now observe any thoughts that you have, anything at all. The fact that I'm observing these thoughts, I could not be what I'm observing. So therefore, I'm not any of my thoughts. So who am I? Be still and wait for the answer to come to you. Just be still. I am the observer of the body, the emotions and thoughts. I am the mover, the feeler, and the thinker. I am that. That I am. I am that being of light, pure energy and consciousness that's experiencing the body, experiencing any feelings and thoughts. I am that I am. Just be still. I am the observer. I am that I am. The soul, the spiritual self. I am that am I. Be still. Be aware of that inner stillness. Be aware of the inner stillness, the inner peace. And just simply allow yourself to experience your true nature. A being of pure energy and consciousness. Be still, be aware, and just allow things to happen on its own. Let go. Now, any sound, any noise you hear will just help you drift deeper and deeper into that stillness. Now, let go. Just let go and let things be. Maintain your stillness. Maintain your awareness of that stillness. You are one with that stillness. Just let it happen. I am that I am. Allow yourself to go deeper. Deeper stillness. Maintain your stillness. Allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper into that deeper stillness. This is your true essence. Just being a pure energy. You can access this state anytime you choose to. This is the center of your power, your love, and your intelligence. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence, divine love, divine willpower. This is your true nature. Acknowledge it. Affirm it. This is the real I am. And so it is. Be still. Let go. Just let go. Experience your real self. And being a pure energy and brilliant, radiant light. Now. Gently, very slowly, very gently and slowly move your fingers, move your toes. Gently and slowly come back to your physical form. When you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. That was a 5-minute meditation. Just 5 minutes. Show me in the comments if you're back. How was it? No complicated mantra. Didn't go live in a cave. All you did was remember who you really are. Period. How much did I charge you for this? Free. It drives me nuts when people say, well, I paid this much, I went here. All that is great and wonderful. But what happens in your everyday life? Just remember who you are. Really understand this. Watch this video over and over again. We leave this online for a purpose. So you can go back, take notes, re-experience it. That's it. So when people tell me, I drank this, I smoked this, I shot this, and I'm going, yeah, knock yourself out. In the end, you'll find the same conclusion. Everything is within you. It's not a cliche. That's why, for example, next week, the week before Wesak Festival, the most powerful full moon of the year, we always talk about the 7 days of purification. Because in those 7 days of purification, we do meditation, we do cleansing, we disintegrate a lot of the thought forms in the aura. And we study deeply the teachings of the Lord Buddha, the Eightfold Path, which you did the first one already. It's called right viewpoint. If you don't have the right viewpoint, right, you can throw the rest away. What is right viewpoint? The right viewpoint is through careful observation and correct interpretation. Careful observation is you observe the body. I'm observing the body, so therefore I cannot be the body. I'm observing feelings or lack of it. So the fact that I'm observing, I could not be the feelings. I'm observing the thoughts, so therefore I could not be the thoughts. So what's left? I am the observer. That's right viewpoint. Right perspective. Once you get that, the second of the Lord Buddha's Eightfold Path is right thinking. So obviously, if you already know, okay, I'm not the body, emotions, and thoughts, then the next thought should be, all these feelings, movements, and thoughts I created. So therefore, if any thoughts come up that I don't want, I stop it. Then I go, what do I want? I want to be happier. I want to make more money. I want to be more loving. Okay. So from there, I know what thoughts to create. Make sense? Next part is right speech. So I know what to say. If you add right viewpoint, right speech, right thought, right viewpoint, right thoughts, right speech, right action, what's left is what? You put it all together. You do it over and over again. You have right lifestyle. Right viewpoint, right thoughts, right speech, right action. Right. That's already 5 of the 8. You get through there, you're in good shape. So we dive into it for 7 days. Anyway, you just go to mastercode.org, it's there. And then you have 3 choices. You can just join us for the meditation, or you can join us for the 7-day chanting. Every single day, we do certain chants using Om Mani Padme Hum to disintegrate a lot of these stubborn thoughts and emotions that are lodged in the aura of the chakras, which the Buddhists call poisons. Greed, envy, jealousy, anxiety. There's tons of them. And the good news is, this is not done in any other school, is Grandmaster Chokoku was able to map out where are these located? Where are they parked? So if I want to get rid of anger, where are they? Oh, it's in this chakra, and that chakra. So as we do the chanting, we go in and shovel it out. Oh, I need to get rid of spiritual pride, self-significance, arrogance, it's located in the left brain, the ajna, the throat, solar plexus, and basic. So it's targeted. So by the time Wesak Festival happens on May 12, which all of you can join if you like, when the mass amount of spiritual energy come in, when most people go nuts because it amplifies everything, the good and the bad, in your case, you just be amplifying the good because most of the not so good have been flushed out. Common sense. But it starts with what? Who am I? Otherwise, rituals are just routines that we do mindlessly. You have to ask yourself, who's doing the chanting? Who's doing the talking? Who's doing the thinking? So none of this, I can't help myself. Or you did something unpleasant, you hurt someone verbally or whatever, you go, oh, I lost control. There's your first clue. Question 1, lost control of what? Oh yeah, the words, man. And my hand was traveling 80 miles per hour towards that person's face. Okay. So the next question is, who lost control of the words and the physical body? I did. Okay. So instead of blaming, well, he deserved it, you have to ask yourself, who generated the thought, the feeling, and the movement to bop that guy one? I did. So therefore, to fix it, I don't fix outside, I fix inside. Make sense? That's it. It's very simple. So I hope this lesson today, I know it's very elementary for some of you, but for a lot of us, me included, we forget. We get sucked into life's storms, right? Storms. That's why the title of this today was The Unshakable Core, Discovering Peace Amidst Life's Storms. What are these storms? These storms consist of thoughts and emotions we created and somebody else that dumped on us, and as we interact with this ocean, before you know it, what happens? We're drowning in it. So, step 1, go back to your center. What is your center? The center, write this down, is the absence of thoughts, feelings, and actions. You're going back to who created the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions. I am. I did. That's your center. And when you go back to that center, you start noticing the thoughts are like clouds, feelings. Now, not everybody gets there quickly. But here's the good news. As you keep focusing on your center, at least 3-4 minutes a day, the thoughts and emotions and the tendencies that we created, either consciously or subconsciously, starts losing their power over the I. So we become less reactive. As I always say, one of the ways you know you're progressing in your spiritual practice is not how many mantras you can chant, how many spiritual books you've read, how many gurus you've visited in India and all over the world, or how many caves you've visited. It's one simple test. How long can we experience stillness? That's your true test. The longer you can experience that stillness, there's your proof that you are in your center. So the meditations and the spiritual practice is basically helping us get there. Because once you're in your center, you have right viewpoint of what's going on, then, write this down, you get to have the choice how to think, how to feel, how to talk, and how to act. So none of this, I can't help it crap. Because we take responsibility. Now, I would not recommend you tell that to everyday people. They're going to slap you. Because for everyday people, it's easy to blame someone. Oh, it's my parents' fault. It's the economy, it's the government, it's the alien that landed on my crown chakra, whatever. It's anything but say, you know what? I'm responsible for the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions I create. Short of somebody having some form of mental illness or developmental challenges, all of us at some point can go back to that center and say, I decided this. That's that. That's the teaching of my teacher, Grandmaster Chua Kok Sui. I just did my best to encapsulate it into everyday language. And it's interesting. I just met Tony Robbins last night, and I remember one of the things he always tells us is, whatever's happening in our lives, there's one thing that is within the power of everyone. You know what it is? What to focus on. You want to focus on what's bad, or you want to focus on what's good? That ability to focus is simply the soul, the I, using its innate nature of will to direct the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions. But most people don't realize, if you don't know who is the one initiating it, how are you going to focus anything? That's why in his affirmation, if you ever attended UPW, Alicia Power Within, he goes, I am the voice. He's using the I am. But he's talking to the general public, so he can't go into much of the spiritual part. But it's embedded. I'm the voice. I will lead, not follow. And so on and so on. Make sense? The I am. Very, very simple. So I hope you learned something today. I did my best to make it shorter because I have to go to the airport. But I will see you next week, Monday. And then Anchor the Light is still on. I have to for a few more days, then we have the 7 days purification. Anyway, everything is in the mastercode.org if you want to join us. So the morning starts with about 30 minutes of chanting, targeted chanting, flushing out the spiritual poisons, which are the thought forms that hinder us from our spiritual self, from becoming one with God, one with all. And then from that is a 1.5 hour of lecture, meditation, understanding the Eightfold Path and how we apply it in our life. And then for the ones who want to join us, afterwards there's 2 sessions of healing. I do healing on you. Well, not I. I'm just the guy holding the fire hose to do healing on you twice a day to really flush out some of the stuff that's really stubborn, to have you have inner peace and stillness. So when that massive waterfall of spiritual energy pours on May 12, when you join us, it's going to be one of the best experiences you ever had. Okay? Just go to mastercode.org. This is all online, so you don't have to travel anywhere. There's no travel expenses, no hotel expense, no Uber expenses, whatever. You just basically use one finger, press play. Okay? That's that. So, namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. May you always be happy, healthy, wealthy, and holy. I think that covers everything. Okay, please leave your comments and share it with as many people as you can. The more people that know who they really are, the better this world's going to be. You know why? All these things like anger, jealousy, envy, whatever, negative emotional, mental crap stems from people being ignorant of who they really are. That's it. So thank you very much for allowing me to serve you. And as always, share this and share the love, the light. So